Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome back to another video here with me, Rich on Rich Aesthetic. I know it's been a hot minute, but I'm trying to get the ball rolling here again. As you can hear, my voice is, excuse me, my voice is a little bit shot. Had a great night out on Friday, and I think I picked up something on the way home. Either way, so since I was doing my CELTA over the summer and then my job starting up again in August, September time, a lot has happened. The Apple event, obviously, iOS 16 finally dropped, of which the videos that I posted, they've been doing really well. So thank you so much to all the new subscribers and all of the views. I can't believe it. 20% of the way to 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's just, I don't know, that's crazy. Like, being so small. It's not like when you see the bar on this chart here actually having some like progress besides just being that little tick at the beginning. I know it's a really cool feeling. Either way, by far one of the most contentious features of the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max is the always on display. Now, I've come to love it. Yes, I'm an Apple fanboy, but that doesn't mean everything that Apple drops I love. But I really do enjoy the always on display. Specifically, I like the kind of like smart features about it. How if you leave the room and you have an Apple Watch, you leave the room that your phone is in, the always on display turns off. Or if it's just sitting on a desk without having been moved in a while, it also seems to turn off. At least I've always noticed after a few hours being at work, my phone has usually turned off the display because I haven't looked or interacted with it in a while. Another one, when you're in the sleep focus, of course, the phone will not be on anymore because you're sleeping, just like your watch doesn't have the always on display when you're sleeping. I don't know, those features are just cool. And then the other thing, like I enjoy having it on because one, in iPhones, we haven't had always on displays like ever. This is the first time. So it's just pretty tight that you can have your display on now and having those like simple widgets just to slowly updating, like if there's things like weather conditions changing, your move rings, whatever it is that you want to see, you're able to see there. I have different widgets on my lock screen for the different focus modes. So like my finance focus shows me the New York time for like stock market and then some stocks that I'm following, just for example, to give you an idea. So the reason the feature is contentious is because it's different. Though it's Apple doing their Apple thing. On Android, typically you just see some status, some small widgets or notification indicators, and then the time with just a black screen. Apple, of course, wants you to experience it in a personal way. So you get to see your wallpaper. They lower the brightness and also, I think, the saturation levels. So it's taking up less energy from the screen, but you're still clearly seeing your wallpaper. Now, what people are having a difficult time with is since there's so much happening on your screen when it's always on, some people think that their phone is actually not locked. And I could see, like, I thought that too a few times when I, first set up my phone in the first couple of days. But I quickly kind of, it's not really muscle memory, maybe it's more like brain memory or like habit, whatever it is. I've quickly corrected myself to now realize, like, oh, this is the dimmed display, it's actually locked. So, like, I've gotten over that hurdle. Now, what I think a lot of people aren't doing correctly is giving up on the feature and turning it off so fast, especially those who have wanted always on displays and now they have it and they're like, oh, no, it's not what I want, so I'm just going to turn it off. Like, to only give it a couple days or even a few days, maybe even a week, that's too short of a time. And there's a specific reason for that. If you've had an iPhone since they first came out, it's like, what, 12 years now of iPhones? You've never had an always on display. So you've been trained that when your phone is on from a locked state, that you have a notification. Well, it's now time to untrain ourselves. I think it's easier with the Apple Watch because, you might have the notification come to your watch so you don't even have to look at your phone. So you already don't really need always on displays as much if you're in that camp, such as I. But those who aren't in that camp, your phone would light up to give you that notification, but then it would go back to the dimmed state. And that's something that you need to learn if it is something you want to give a true shot at. So just like you spent 12 years with an iPhone, now it's time to maybe sorry, just like you spent 12 years with an iPhone that doesn't have always on, now it's time to at least give it a month or two to try to get used to the new one. And then if you really can't, after giving it a true fair shot, then yeah, and maybe not for you. But I'd beg to wager that if you're like a remote worker, if you're all in on Apple's ecosystem, we're likely not the ones with like the problem, because most of the apps that I get notifications from, I will get on my computer as well. So I'm not even interacting with my phone when I'm at work. So if I'm not actually working and maybe sending some messages, well, those messages are going to my computer anyways. So like it might even be more beneficial for me to have always on turned off, because I'm only using it for the few hours in the morning when I'm at the gym or getting ready to work, and then the few hours after work, you know, having my phone next to me while I'm watching a show or something. So I might not even be in the right camp for always on. Either way, those are just my thoughts. I like to know what you think of my take, so leave a comment down below. As you can see, I'm a little bit rusty to this shout out thing, and also the voice is not helping. But if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up, and thanks so much. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Rich Aesthetic, out.